Hey parents, I heard I'm sorry for the bad Zoom on back to school night, and I heard a couple of you guys wanted to run through a couple of quick basic things about your girls' class. It's on my screen. Hopefully you can see this is their Google site for AP Environmental Science, and notice that I load it with all sorts of news and current um, items that they might want to look at as they're learning in the classroom. On this class resources page, you can go down and check out the course expectations, which you guys hopefully have already checked out and read. And overall, you can ask for the link. Actually, if you take the questionnaire, you can copy the link for your girls' site if you want to run through some of the pages, if you want to watch some of the lessons. I think you'd find them quite interesting, I hope. And the class is a rigorous, quick-paced, highly independent class where they have to learn the basics for population ecology, for example. So all the terms, all the definitions, and we have to apply them to current times, current problems. How do we solve these problems? And so it's a little bit different in that not only do we have to learn these terms and definitions, we have to learn how to fix it and how humans in general are affecting these populations, for example, for population ecology, and what we can do to restore those populations. And I think I was cut off before I could actually just show you something that they had already looked at. And I think it's a good way of being able to figure out all the complex factors involved in learning about environmental science. Let's do this. So I'm just going to show you a little video that they do see in my class. Oops, excuse me. So I'm just going to play a clip of a video that they would watch in my class, in which eventually we start to include all of these complex factors into our APES class. So let's play that for you. Put on full screen for you.
Every day for the next 35 years, an average of 170,000 people will move to or be born in cities in the developing world, mostly in fast-growing areas in Asia and Africa. And there's a lot to love about cities. They're chock full of jobs, art, jobs, community, a small fortune in coins tossed in public fountains, and jobs. Cities can be good for the planet, too. Their compact nature means that water, power, building materials, transportation, and land can be used super efficiently. Except cities aren't always the super compact islands of utopian awesome we sometimes imagine. That's because they're usually made up of urban cores surrounded by less dense residential, commercial, and industrial zones that sprawl on and 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 on. Many of us may think of the suburbs as leafy green lanes lined with picket fences and giant slobbery dogs, but suburbia comes in many forms, and people in suburbs of all types gobble up more energy, water, and other resources and emit more pollutants than those people in taller, denser, urban neighborhoods. They travel further to work and school, have more cars and drive them further, heat and cool bigger homes, and maintain bigger yards, negating the compact efficiency of the dense urban cores they surround. So suburb-ringed cities with low overall densities are much less efficient than those that are tightly packed. And unfortunately, cities around the world are expanding twice as fast in area as they are in population, using up more land, more energy, and more stuff per person. We could reverse this trend by getting rid of resource-hungry suburban sprawl altogether, but that just isn't how cities tend to develop organically. In reality, wide highways and cheap gas tend to encourage more cars and commuters, and height limits on buildings or zoning of homes and businesses separately push growth outward. So policies allow us to influence the shapes of our cities, for bad or good. Investing in mass transit and boosting gas prices encourages people to ditch their cars and live closer to each other, while mixed zoning laws allow them to work and play closer to home. And when people live densely, they use resources less intensely. So in cities, as in life, we have a choice: sprawl or grow tall.
that's just one example of when we start talking about the human population, we start talking about our cities, we start talking about how to be a greener city, how to have laws to develop the city to be greener, because we talk about all of these other factors that lead to our big, sprawled out cities. Um, and we'll get through a lot of this stuff all throughout the year. It's not something that they're automatically going to know all of this stuff, but little by little, they'll develop this. And I hope you keep up with your girls and ask them if they learned something new or interesting in APES, and maybe you all can talk about it together. And I hope that gives you a decent overview of what our APES class is like.